Hey everybody.
It's great. It sure is chilly here in Siberia Northeast. I tell you what, man, my tank top is barely keeping me warm here. Oh God. Thank God I have all this chest hair. Jesus. And vodka. That vodka's really doing it for me.
Sure. My name's Adam. I live, I guess, like adjacent to the Northeast Siberian Wilderness, because
He's
I
further
live in,
north, yeah. He's
yeah,
like straight north of the
same state
Northeast.
as Fistcake.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I own an Xbox. My fiance's got a PS4, so together we've got like the Voltron of consoles, and then I actually just finished building myself a gaming PC. So I've been having a lot of fun with that. Yeah, it's yeah, a lot of fun to be able to really ramp up all the graphic settings and things. On Yeah,
Hmm.
that's so good. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
Um, so that's a lot of fun. On that note, I also one of the reasons I built it was so I could start doing VR. So I have a Vive, so I'll talk about some of that first. These are older games, but they're ones that I'm just now getting to. My favorite so far either has to be Arizona Sunshine, which is kind of like a wave, well, not even a wave based. It's like a survival zombie shooter exploration game. It's a lot of fun. It takes a little while to get used to like actually aiming your guns with your hands and things, but after that, it's a lot of fun. The other one is if you've played Super Hot, there's a VR version of Super Hot, and it's so weird to like be playing in bullet time and like
Hmm.
dodging things and like my fiance was watching me play it the other night, and I'm like ducking to try and like get behind cover and things, but really I'm just like kneeling down in front of the cat or whatever.
Oh yeah. It's
Um,
beautiful. It's a great game.
uh, so yeah, those have been an incredible amount of fun. I've got Skyrim VR, but I'm aware it's going to be like a 100-hour experience. I'm kind of breaking that up into chunks.
How does that
I,
control? Is that good?
I like it a lot. So the thing that VR wants you to do is use teleportation because of so many people having issues with like seasickness with it or like motion sickness.
Hmm.
But really, after you're in it for a couple hours, you sort of get your sea legs with it, and so it has an option to switch it to you use for the podcast. I'll pull out one of the controllers so you can see. You use one of these trackpads
Hmm.
here, just with your thumb, like a joystick,
Oh, that's
which
cool.
is nice. And then so you have one in each hand, and the other hand you can use it to like rotate your head around if you don't want to like wind your cord around yourself, rotating around and around. So
Yeah, that's
um,
fair.
yeah, I found it to be really, really nice. So some of the other games I play that don't have the rotate feature, I don't like as much because I do get wrapped up in my cords. But yeah, so it controls really nicely. It has options, so it kind of tries to set you on the easy stuff first. So like with the bow and arrow, you can only like use one hand to aim it, and it only pivots one way, but you can change it. So you're like using both hands to control like the rotation of bows. And I've
That's
never
pretty
been an
sick.
archery person in Skyrim, but now it's like one of the most fun parts of the game, so I find myself doing that a lot.
Nice.
Um, I've got a couple mods running on it for like graphic overhauls, like the static mesh improvement mod, which I think is kind of one of the big ones. Makes things look a little nicer. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I've been up to.
Well, I was going to ask, how does the graphics as far as because you have the static mesh improvement mod. Have you had any problems with like fuzziness on the Vive or anything like that?
There's a couple things with fuzziness just because I mean, the resolution for having it like right in front of your face has to be so high to begin with,
Hmm.
that it doesn't necessarily look like super HD or anything, but it's so like, it's good enough. It doesn't look like you're looking at it on your monitor with like 144 hertz, 1480p, whatever the
Yeah.
top thing is now, but it's good. Like the render distance is still pretty decent. Like unless you're standing on top of a mountain and looking all the way out, like you can still like see a decent amount of stuff in detail. I would like to see more resolution to it. I've tried a little bit with super sampling, which is bumping up the resolution past what the screen is, which for some people it works out, but I don't think it exists yet, really. Like the Vive Pro is supposed to be a little bit better, but people reacted kind of lukewarm to it, so I am satisfied with the resolution I'm getting now, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
There you go.
I was going to ask if you ever heard of it. I think the game name is Hot Dogs and Hand Grenades, I want to say. It's something like that.
I have, yeah.
Oh.
I don't own it yet, but it's like a they call it the fucking around with guns simulator.
Yes.
I've gotten a little bit of taste for that in a game called Pavlov, which is like Counter-Strike in VR. And I think one of the big draws for both of them is that you get to like fool around with all the mechanics of the gun. Like to reload it, you have to like pull on the bits of it. I don't know anything about guns, but you have to like pull bits of it, and actually like reloading an LMG is like taking the big box, sticking it there, opening up the top of it, pulling bullets out and like laying them across it, and then shoving, like closing it again.
Yeah.
So the Triple H game, the Hot Dogs, Hand Grenades, and Horseshoes, I think.
Yeah, Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades or something like that. I think is actually.
Yeah.
It's a great Green Day song.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get my hands on that one.
Yeah, because I remember watching a video where this guy was even doing like tricks where he was catching the shotgun shells inside the shotgun and then shooting stuff, and that game just looks absolutely crazy. So I was excited to see if you had tried it out yet.
Yeah, it's on my list for sure. The last thing that I have been playing lately is Destiny 2. Since I have the gaming PC Humble Bundle had it for $12, so I've been replaying it on the PC, and the gameplay is so fun that I don't mind it. I have also been playing the new expansion Warmind, and it's again fun to get back into it with some new stuff. The new social space on Mars is a lot of fun. It's got like a good amount to explore. It's definitely better than the Mercury social space that they dropped for the last expansion. But there's like it's very short, and the storytelling is just kind of meh. So it's fun to get back into, but I mean, Bungie has kind of been dropping the ball on story stuff for the last couple months.
Yeah,
so.
I think that's the tail of the tape for Destiny in general.
Yeah, it's actually kind of like impressive how they've been able to consistently not have a compelling story for both games.
Yeah, after being like
yeah,
we're gonna fix it for Destiny 2, it's gonna be sick, and then you're like, it wasn't sick.
It's less worse.
With the last Destiny game, it didn't get good until like the third expansion came out, until the Taken King. So hopefully the third expansion for this game will make it like fun and interesting and compelling.
Like, good.
Yeah. After I've spent let's see, $60 for the base game, I think it's $40 for the season pass that I got, and then probably like $30 for this next thing. So after $130 on Destiny 2, it'll be good.
That's the
Just
whole
like Disney.
Yeah, man, it's just crazy because it's the same people that gave us Halo, and Halo is so good. So yeah, I don't know. I find it kind of shocking. One of the things that we're talking about off stream just beforehand that you had mentioned that you wanted to talk about as well was the Overwatch League. You've been following that?
Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of Overwatch. I do play on a console, so I'm more of a casual player. But the newest hero, it looks like Bridget. I was told that it's pronounced differently. But she was released into, I think, the main pool, and a couple nights ago, she was used in competitive play between the San Francisco and LA teams during Stage 4 of the Overwatch League, which is pretty exciting. Players have been able to test this new hero for a while, but then immediately being adopted by competitive players is really interesting to see, and it changes things up in a league that's still new, but a couple years old at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It also put the Houston Outlaws at #1, and Houston is my hometown, so I'm happy to see that. Even though if you listen to our other podcast, Adventure Complete, we made some mean jokes about the Houston Outlaws, for which I'd like to formally apologize. I know they definitely listen to the pod, so.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're our #1 fans, and somehow they just are deep into the Content Complete lore, and now they got their hooks synced into the Adventure Complete. So
Exactly.
bad move, bro. Bad move.
And then lastly, esports, or I guess gambling in general, is no longer federally banned. So if a state legalizes it, you can you can gamble on sports, including esports. So I guess that it's going to bring Overwatch esports gambling into the light of day, as well as like some of the Counter-Strike skin stuff that was going down. But
yeah, that's going to be super interesting, because there are people. I mean, gambling has been shown time and again to bring more viewers to any particular sports medium, right?
I mean, Utah and Mississippi are going to be the last fucking states to be like, yeah, it's fine, you can gamble. They're going to be the last
2035.
ones.
Yeah, 2035. Yeah, but I can't wait to see how that shapes how esports is done in the future, because it's definitely going to bring an older crowd.
And
it's an exciting time.
It's definitely going to make people pay attention to fighting games.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes, because fighting games I feel like is like made for that. Because if Salty Bets is any indication, the people are willing to bet on. And in fact, I mean, like you were saying, but bringing it into the light of day, people already do like personal bets,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So I can't wait to see how that works out. All right. Well, anything else that you played this week or anything else that you wanted to mention before we move on to Fizzcake?
No, I think that's a solid 10 minutes of me talking about me. So let's move on.
All right,
We should go to a normal episode.
Yeah.
We talk about shit for 20 minutes straight. Speaking of games I've talked about 20 minutes straight, Yakuza 6. Huh. Okay, played more of that this week. Fucking the episode that's going to come out Monday, I highly recommend watching it, even if you don't understand Yakuza or anything. You get to a mini game where, for some reason, Kirito is handy to help this poor lad try to talk his girlfriend into taking him back, because he's been spending his time at internet cafes chatting with webcam models. But the guy said, but instead of like actually doing that, the guy's like, no, come here, let's check it out, dude. It's really cool. And so you go watch essentially porn with another man at an internet cafe full of people. And then after that, like you don't see anything or whatever. You just hear words. It's like, oh, wow, this is so cool. Oh, man. Kiru, who is 65, I think, or 55. You're such a natural at chatting women online. And this motherfucker pecks at the keyboard. This is how he chats. He's like... But after that, you're like, okay. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say what? ALS or what?
Yeah.
ASL.
ASL or whatever it was back in the day.
Well, I guess it would just be AL, because it's a cam. You at least know to an extent what the sex is.
Yeah, at least. But after that, you unlock actually doing the mini game, where it's just, you have to watch that. It's just me losing my shit for 15 minutes straight. It's like, why? Why did they allow this? Why is this in a video game? For God's sake!
Japan, they can do what they want.
Dude, it seems like every Yakuza game has to have that one like questionable sex-based mini game.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Like Yakuza 0, you had the half-naked women wrestling, betting on them, and then Yakuza Kiwami, they took those models, put them in a card battle game
for kids.
But for kids. And Yakuza 6, though, this is like what they've done is had a real-life woman record stuff on a monitor or whatever. Like it's like a real. It's not a game model. It's like it's a real person, and like you just see your little fucking face in the corner, and like she'll say something, and you're supposed to. I mean, we don't have 2 models so far, so it's hard to say. The roster will increase probably eventually, but yeah, no, it was just like, I don't understand. Like, okay, yeah, all right, I guess they had to have one, but I kind of maybe just stick with the game models, I guess, unless it's cheaper to do real life people. I don't know.
That is kind of an interesting choice to make it like actual video of a woman. That's funny.
multiple women. I mean, there's at least 2 so far. So I mean, who knows how many more there are?
Let us know when you unlock more, dude.
All right, I have to beat this fucking minigame to unlock Kiru's ultimate fighting style. Oh, what's the last one I have to beat? Oh, the web. Oh God, I have talked to thousands of women online now. So yeah, that's just getting weirder every time I play it. Go figure. Yeah, because of games. Played more God of War. That's pretty fun. I
was gonna say, speaking of sexual minigames, God of War.
Oh yeah, that
So far,
opened with a sex
surprising.
minigame, didn't it?
The God of War 3 had a weird sex minigame, yeah.
I think they all did.
It was a
I mean,
button mashing
Yeah.
sex thing.
Oh,
Anyway.
God of War 1, I
Yeah.
think you just start out with like women in your bed, and then there's just tits.
Oh yeah, that's right. That wasn't a minigame, but they've always had like.
This isn't your grandpa's PS2 game.
This is your dad's God of War.
Your dad likes looking at these polygonal titties.
Oh my God, look at him. Yeah, played more of that. Got past the dragon part.
No spoilers. We haven't played in like 2 weeks.
Although we did do the dragon part though.
Did we?
I hope
Yeah, that's that side quest, right, with the dwarf stuff. Dwarf King.
Did you Dwarf? No, I don't know anything about
Lightning
Dwarf King. It's
Dragon?
for the story.
Yeah.
Fight a
okay.
dragon.
Yeah, there's multiple dragons in the game, so it might be a different dragon.
Hey,
Never mind.
spoilers.
Don't go further.
I mean, that was pretty much. I mean, like the whole fight with the dragon was pretty cool. So if you haven't gotten to that part, get excited, get pumped.
Nice.
But I only played like 2.5 hours every week, so I'm sure you guys will beat me eventually. Oh yeah, out of nowhere, I've been playing a lot of Neo on the computer. Holy shit, that game's actually fun when you have somebody help you beat the first boss, and then you can actually, get good at the game.
You can progress.
Yeah, because like before, like a year ago, I played on the PS4. I'm like, I can't get past this boss, but I know like I should be able to, so I'm not gonna like ask for help or anything. So I'm just gonna keep butting my head against it. And then like Tuesday when I was streaming, or was it? Yeah, it was Tuesday because it was after God Hand. I was like, okay, here I go. And I got to that part again. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna ask for help. I'm just gonna get somebody to help me out.
Mm-hmm.
And the boss fight ended up being like 2 seconds, and then the rest of the game was pretty easy after that.
Nice.
I don't know what like a huge gap is, but I think it's just like I guess you don't have enough skills or stats or something. I don't know what it is.
Is
Which
that
boss?
boat boss in the beginning?
Boat boss, yeah.
You
Oh.
couldn't get past boat boss?
No, I couldn't get past boat
Oh,
boss.
Okay.
I've gotten past like every other boss after that, but I haven't gotten past. I just couldn't get.
Did you get
past
Did you
boat
get the cat boss yet? Cat boss gave me
Cat.
some trouble. You'll know it when you see it.
There's
Okay.
also hair in a rose field or flower field boss. I think is the first actual boss you get to after the boat boss.
Oh no, the dude wrecked me.
The
hair
woman, you
in a-
mean?
No, it wasn't a woman. It was a dude.
Is a dude?
Yeah.
And like they're in like a field of like flowers.
Oh no. Okay, I know what you're talking about. I thought you were talking about the one that's in like the wheat field.
No.
That's the guy.
Oh, that guy fucking wrecked Matt.
Yeah, that dude wrecked me.
Oh, the warlord or whatever. That
Yeah,
you fight
the
for
warlord.
funsies afterward. Yeah,
Mhm.
that guy sucked. Yeah, I don't think I'd actually beat him, but
That game's really cool though.
yeah, no, like it's surprisingly like after that, like it's just been I've been obsessed with them. Like, oh, okay, cool. Oh yeah, this is fun
It
feature.
has
Oh
one.
wow.
It has a good system where the more you use a weapon, the more familiar you become with it, and it like kind of levels up with you or whatever,
Yeah.
which is cool. Because I like sticking to like what I like in guns in games like that.
Yeah.
And I don't really like to switch. So it's nice that they reward you with that by being able to do that stuff and kind of upgrade it once you find a weapon that you like.
No, yeah, it's very fun. I'm sticking with the basic ass sword and the Kasurigama, which is the sickle with the
Yeah,
ball,
that's what
the
I
chain.
used. The Kurisigami and the
The-
I think the katana is what I was
Yeah.
rocking as well.
Yeah, you settle on the katana because I think before that you had like the 2 blades.
Yeah, I didn't like the 2 blades.
Yeah.
So I like the
Anyways.
2 blades parry system, but it's just for some reason like I just like the sword better. But yeah, so
It's
I've been playing a
consistent.
shit ton of that. Highly recommend it. If you have PC, buy it on that one because it's the complete edition. It's got everything. It's got all kinds of stuff on it.
I think we even talked about that when it released.
Oh yeah, because you get like a helmet with like a giant steam valve on it. Hence, steam. Okay, but that's it for me. What have you two been playing?
It's a whole lot of nothing.
We did not play. I played about 30 minutes of Wizards of Legend.
Oh yeah, Wizard of Legend, right?
I think it's Wizards.
I think it's Wizard of Legend. Either way, it's a roguelike or roguelite.
You're right, Wizard of Legend.
That just recently got released.
Yeah,
and it's looking like really good.
Kind of plays like Enter the Gungeon,
like a twin stick shooter, but it's not just a shooter. You play a mage, and the cool thing about it that kind of sets it apart from a lot of other roguelites is most roguelites, obviously, you go through procedurally generated levels, and there's a fixed number of overall levels in the game, and then it's just really hard, so it takes you a long time to get through them, right? But this one, it cycles which elemental-based level you get, so you never get the same first level. So they mix up the bosses it looks like they can be completed in any order, basically. Yeah.
So like, if you start a run, it could be like fire, ice, and then like earth level, and then you start a different run, it could be like earth, fire, ice level.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So you're not just playing the same, like in Isaac, where you play like the basement, and then you play the caves, and then you play the stuff like that.
Yeah. So mixing it up like that's really, really cool, and the game has a pretty cool system of I mean, it's that standard, you got elements and the elements work and stuff like that, but on top of the element stuff, there's all this other more nuanced.
Yeah, you have like relics that can affect your run. And then
did someone get shot?
Send someone to live gunfire.
Slammed a door in my my apartment building where the walls are kind of papery.
Gotcha. Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
Oh no. And you pick your spells that you start with. You have permanent unlocks and stuff like that. Permadeath. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We'll probably play it on the channel because it has co-op.
Yeah, it has co-op just built in, and so that's pretty
nice.
Cool. And the gameplay is like really satisfying, and it has a lot of options to. You can play a character based on your moves. You can play somebody who's more control based, where you're like shooting a bunch of ice stuff to freeze all the enemies, or you can play someone who's really fast and you're just like teleporting through people. And doing a bunch of cool stuff. So, and it seems like the level of difficulty in the beginning, it's kind of one of those where it's just really satisfying when you actually finally get it, which I think is the big draw for a lot of those types of games is learning it and then having that level of difficulty in the beginning and then overcoming it. So that game seems like it's gonna be a lot of fun. But we literally only play like 30 minutes of that.
Yeah.
We finished God Hand with his cake on Tuesday, so this Tuesday we're moving to the council, and that should be a lot of fun. But if you want to catch the last couple of episodes of that's all on Fiskate's channel. And we didn't do anything Monday.
This week.
We didn't do anything Friday. We literally just did music stuff the whole week.
Yeah,
and we're not going to get into it, but we got a song done, and it's pretty good. But it's one of many that we want to finish for this album that we're doing. So don't expect any releases or anything like that.
Damn it.
Besides that, I mean, I can't really. We played Smash today.
We played Smash yesterday.
And that's basically been it.
Yeah, Spencer was a salty boy yesterday.
I was a salty boy.
I was playing out of my mind.
Yeah, Matt was playing out of his mind, and I was not. And when that happens,
I've also converted to Rumble. So I have Rumble on now instead of not having any Rumble.
Yeah, because before we played our entire time without having any Rumble on the controllers. And because of all the weird tech that you do in Melee, when you do things like, I don't know, dash dancing or running around or whatever, it rumbles in a lot of weird places. Mm-hmm. But I guess for you it's satisfying because it kind of like gives you
it gives you a tactile indication of like of feedback, basically. Oh, am I going to hit this dash dance right, or is it like, is the rumble too long? Am I going to run, miss the dash dance and shit like that? It's nice to have that kind of tactile stuff.
Yeah, that's basically.
I destroyed Spencer.
Yeah, and that destroyed me.
It must work.
The tech is there. It must be perfect.
Well, let's move on to our first official topic of the day. Steam versus visual novels. So what's
I
going
don't
on
like
with
'em.
this? Basically, Steam, to my knowledge, has, I guess, sent some automatic notifications to a couple of developers to remove particular content from their games or become removed in 2 weeks. And Fizzcake, you were saying that you had an article up about kind of which ones were officially being taken down, or there was some kind of miscommunication as far as what's going on with that. Is there a list of the games that have been affected by this?
I'm looking at a Polygon article because I just Googled it, but right before the show, or before, because Matt said like there was a re-update after the second update, but essentially, Steam is making their second rounds on certain adult visual novels, and just checking them out to see if they're good for the store. And let's see, Honeypot, the people that make Honeypot is the studio that makes Honey Pop games.
Jesus.
They said, I've received an email from Valve stating that Honey Pop violates the rules and guidelines for pornographic content on Steam and will be removed from the store unless the game is updated to remove said content. Said that, and blah, 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 tweeted that out. Let's see. Also, it looks like Mutiny, which I think is made from a different people.
Yeah, didn't they panic and then drop the game down to like $1 or something like that? It was like an $18 game, and then they dropped it to $1.
Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, they are basically saying the same thing, that they're gonna has decided to pull down Mutiny within 2 weeks. And I guess they try to get a hold of Valve, trying like, hey, why? Can you tell us what we need to get rid of specifically? And they got no response. Anyway, blah, blah. I guess the confusion is that most of these Steam the Steam version of these games are already like censored. Mm-hmm. But like you can get, like Adam said before the show, you can get like the uncensored version somewhere, which I mean, I'm sure it's not too hard to find.
No,
yeah, the developers usually put it up officially on their website. Not to sound like a total skis, but if you're looking for your porn on Steam, you can get the game on Steam and then download like a patch from the developer. Like they plan for it. Like in the Steam description, it was like, go here for the porn part.
Gotcha. All right, yeah. Here's porn. This is all just a ruse.
In your defense,
you have
Adam,
to buy the cover of the porn on Steam, and then you can like fill in the blank somewhere else.
Yeah. In your defense, they do mention that in the article on Polygon.
Yeah, that's where I saw it.
Yeah. There you go. Is the official?
I'm on Steam looking at some of these games because it's down to 99 cents for that one.
Oh, for Mutiny.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah.
I also see there's one called oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to
say we have a. Oh shit!
We're all going to say
Double
something. You go first, Fizzcake.
Okay, there's an update May 19th, according to Lupisoft, which is the people that make Mutiny, and Honeydove's Twitter. Both studios have received word from Valve apologizing for any confusion and taking back the threat of removal. However, the games are still under reevaluation. Okay, so that's what Matt was talking about.
Yeah,
now the timelines are all in sync.
In the Reddit things, people were talking about there's like this new like company that's going around trying to get bigger bans on sex in video games and stuff like that. So they think they might have like mass reported them. You know how you can.
It's called The Church. Read a book. No, I'm kidding.
The Hillsborough Baptist Church strikes again.
The Church. I'm just imagining like a priest with sunglasses, you know.
The Church.
He's got a gun that just says censorship on it, and he fires it at the sexy anime ladies.
He never shoots anybody. He just shoots hard drives with games on them. That's it. The most ineffective way.
Okay, this is starting to sound like a pretty good comic, so TM. Preacher runs around with like magnetic weapons that wipe hard drives with porn on them.
Or just one simple
through
magnet.
the arc, he has like a character change, and he only does it to like pedophiles with their child porn. So he goes like, I don't know.
Yeah, he erases their porn.
Someone save me! I'm drowning.
No, Adam, keep digging. You're fine. Just keep digging deeper.
No, dude, you'll get there.
It's all right.
His sidekick, the Chastity Belt.
Preacher, but Chastity Belt.
That's her name, Chastity Belt.
Yeah, that's not even like a real sidekick. That's just her fucking name.
I'm Chastity Belt. This is the plug of truth.
Oh no!
That's
Don't put it there. No.
Is there an
God.
explicit tag on this podcast?
Yeah,
not
there
yet,
is.
right? Okay,
Yeah,
great.
you're fine. You're fine.
All right.
We say
Oh.
fuck too many times, not put explicit on it. Okay.
Oh yeah, we're not monetizing this on YouTube.
No.
Neat.
Not anymore.
In Vive news, there's a VR porn. I'm on one of these lists on IGN.
Oh God.
So
Definitely
you asked
not
what
on the
games there
installed
were.
area on Steam.
No, I'm not looking at my games library. I am looking at. There's a VR porn game that's also under attack for this kind of stuff. So it's affecting virtual reality users too. They're impeding progress.
God damn it! When will they stop? Hopefully they don't affect reality.
Yeah.
That's when it's all gone.
I was going to say that there's another theory going on in that Reddit thread that Matt was talking about that I happened to see. It was actually just the top comment, and they were saying, so what I'm getting from this is that the main reason why Steam would want to get rid of these types of games, or I guess the
reason why they don't
Steam,
have an 18 plus section.
Yeah, the reason why Steam doesn't have an 18 plus section is because PayPal doesn't allow payment to
porn companies.
and so
or pornography in general.
So if they were to do that, they wouldn't be able to have PayPal as an option, which would be just a huge issue for Steam because it's where a lot of people pay for their games. So that's kind of the reason why that they don't have that and why they would want to make sure that they don't end up having games that have that stuff in it. So yeah, it seems like what's going to happen is these games don't have the porn stuff in it probably. And like you were saying, they have a patch for it, so they don't need to worry about that. So what's likely to happen is that they're going to get reevaluated just to be sure because they did receive something about it from,
those lucky
the
Steam
church.
employees that are like, oh, I guess we have to replay these games again.
Yeah.
Figure out, are they really porn? How horny did this game make me? Can we?
On the
1 to
horniness scale, it's an 8, and the limit is 9, so I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that seems to, and probably what's going to happen is they're probably not going to get taken down. They're just going to get reevaluated and just made sure, and that's it. Like, I can't see a reason why that would happen,
Yeah, I'm sure it's just I'm like, oh, sorry, we're doing stuff, but our automatic stuff just kind of fucked it up again. Don't mind us.
Yeah.
I'm now imagining like the checklist that they go through for like how pornographic is it, and it's like if you can play it for an hour and then look a family member in the eye afterwards, it's not too pornographic.
All right,
Well,
there's
there's
this
even-
dog. There's
Crazier is that they have games like The Witcher and stuff that are on there, and
Yeah,
that has like
I think
real sex scenes in it, and Mass Effect.
I think
Well, I
there's
mean,
a slight difference
real
between
things.
having sex in a game and then having the whole purpose of the game is to match block tiles and Tetris style to undress women and have sex with them,
I don't think that
aka
is.
honey pop.
Well,
I think it's the same.
Is there?
It's just a different medium of how you get your porn.
Yeah. Well,
the entire point of The Witcher 3 is to kill monsters to see naked people.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, I'm wrong. Never mind.
yeah, it's a porn.
It's on the back of the box.
Shit.
Yeah.
I only download games now. I don't have boxes anymore. Shit.
All right, let's move on to the next topic here because we
mine that for all the comedy that's worth.
So in the delays corner, or the dark alley of delays, if you will, we got quite a few games here that have just recently announced within the last week or so that they're going to be delayed. Fistcake, we'll start with the one that you're most passionate about, Shenmue 3.
Shenmue 3. They killed Shenmue 3 again. We're never going to get Shenmue 3. If we get the only hope we have of getting Shenmue 3 is if Kingdom Hearts 3 actually comes out. If Kingdom Hearts 3 actually comes out.
No, they just
then
released
Shenmue
30
3
minutes of gameplay for Kingdom Hearts 3. Don't be talking
We're
shit.
not on that story yet, guys.
That's all there is of Kingdom Hearts 3. There's 30 minutes.
That's it.
That's all.
It's better than nothing. That's more than we've gotten in 10 years.
Let me play with Wreck-It Ralph.
I want to hang out with Wreck-It Ralph and Fix It Felix and all my cool new friends. Oh God! But no, yeah, they've delayed Shenmue 3 from was supposed to be second half of 2018 to now 2019. So fans are probably like, oh, okay, this is to be expected because this game's been delayed and remade since Shenmue 2, which was released. Let me look it up real quick. What?
Is it 98?
90. Oh, I mean, it was on X. Well, no, hold on, let's see. Shenmue 2 release date Got any more guesses before I confirm?
I say 1999 or 2000.
Like,
What about you, Adam?
any-
1492 is that?
close.
I
Everything
don't think it's
was
valid.
It was September 6, 2001.
Oh, 2001. Okay, later
So it's
than I
only
thought.
been 17 years. So okay.
Right.
But the first Shenmue was made in 1999, so you're not too far off. It's okay.
See, I thought that my whole timeline was shifted. I thought it was made
Man.
earlier. Yeah.
As another diehard fan of the Shenmue series, I completely understand where you're coming from. So
Yeah, totally Die Hard. Yeah, so that's terrible news, obviously, because I was getting excited about that too, just because of what I've heard about the first two games and the scope. And
At
just,
least those ones getting remastered.
yeah, and those are getting remastered. That hasn't been moved back as far as we know, right? But there wasn't really a release date for those just yet, was there?
yeah, I don't think there was quite a release date for them, but I think most people are saying that's probably going to get released with Shenmue 3 or maybe like a little bit beforehand. So
Yeah, to create hype for Shenmue 3, probably.
yeah, so
That's
we'll
what I
see.
would expect. I was like through my phone. The other games that are getting delayed, we have Metro Exodus also getting moved to 2019.
Yeah,
and
Metro.
Anthem also getting moved to 2019. I feel like that's just like what developers do when they're like, we need like a ton more time next year. That's it. That's all we're giving you, right? It could be first quarter. It could be second quarter.
So when Anthem got announced last year, I was super excited, and then I was like, well, wait, like it's the competitor for Destiny, but it's weird to see it coming out like a full year and a half after Destiny 2 comes out. So they've got 2 titles on them.
Yeah.
And everything. But on the other hand, that kind of helps, I guess, if you watch, if you see Bungie do it first and, what everything they did wrong, everything they did right, maybe, that gives you, a little leg up. But
Yeah,
I don't
figured
know.
it
I'm
out.
still super excited to play it.
They've decided to move it back because the most recent DLC from Destiny still didn't have a story. And so they're like, shit, no, we really got to add a story, though, right?
Yeah, no.
So can we take, 8 months, rethink this real quick? More story.
Yes, on the one hand, it's BioWare, which is they're very good at good story,
That's
or
true.
at least they were for a very long time.
I would definitely say were.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I have not played Mass Effect Andromeda, but I believe when most people say it's kind of just lackluster in story, but
I liked it.
um
No.
It was just kind of funny. It was just like, I liked it. And it's like, oh, shit. No.
I mean, as long as they can just make it interesting, the gameplay looks cool. I love the style of Destiny. And people talk about when new MMOs come out, they talk about is it going to be the WoW killer? Is it going to be the thing that replaces WoW? But WoW is a lifestyle. Destiny was kind of a lifestyle. Destiny 2 isn't really. There are people that play it every day. I was for a little bit, I was involved in a clan, but then it just got to be so it wasn't offering anything new. So if they keep going down that path, people are gonna be able to switch over to Anthem pretty well, as long as it's got something to keep people there.
Yeah.
So
I
there's
totally
still
agree.
there's still a slot for that MMO FPS game to take over a good chunk of someone's life, I think.
No, actually,
Yeah,
that's a really good point. Yeah. Go ahead, this game.
I was going to say, I kind of remember, when the first Destiny came out, my friends were, fucking obsessed with it. They're like, oh, you got to get this. You got to play it. They're so cool. And, I remember hearing, mediocre stuff or, mixed results about it. I'm like, I think I'm good. But, the same people, I think they played Destiny 2 for, a month. And then, they never talked about it again. They're like, yep, it's out.
Yep.
It's cool. Did it.
Yeah,
Did
I
all the
totally agree
stuff.
that the first Destiny was this is our, FPS WoW, basically. And then Destiny 2 came out, and they're like,
Oh, God. Again?
It's the same.
Yeah.
But I also think Anthem is
Yeah.
taking a different take with the combat, with the mech suits. Well, they're basically mech suits or whatever, kind of.
Dude, I can't wait.
And it's
Yeah.
third person and not first person.
Yeah.
So, they're offering new stuff, which is cool. A different style of gameplay, I guess.
Yeah.
With
that's
the-
gonna
with
be
the mechs,
really cool. Go ahead.
My first thought was customization, because when you've got a person and you're oh, here's all my little bits of armor. But then I also really love that Double Fine game that came out where it was like a tower defense mech thing, and upgrading your mech was super fun in that. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that game. Yeah, that the main thing about the game was just literally just designing a sick mech.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't wait for Anthem to come out, and like the point you made about how it's going to be that type of situation where because Destiny 2 just doesn't have
didn't
the
live
grip,
up to their promises or the hype.
Yeah, they don't have their grip on that particular fan base that when it comes out, it's just going to be able to sweep in basically. So that's going to be interesting to see.
We'll have to see with that next expansion if they really do revamp the way they did with the Taken King, but it's all in the future from here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And then Metro, poor Metro.
Oh, poor Metro.
I played Metro 1 and 2. Those were good.
Yeah, and Exodus is looking really good. So I'm hopeful that nothing happens where things get changed too much or they run into some issues, because that's the big scary thing about games nowadays is like developer studios are just getting shut down. So yeah, hopefully we don't lose anything. But the next story we have on the list here, Boss Key Productions got shut down. Speaking of of studios that get shut down, and actually I wasn't the one that had the article on this. Was it you, Fizzcake, that was talking about Boss Key Productions?
Yeah. So the guy behind Lawbreakers and Radical Heights, the two hottest games ever made in the history of
Gears
video
of
game.
War.
Oh wait, he did Gears of War?
Yeah, that's Cliffy B.
Oh,
Cliffy
wow.
B, yeah, helped with Gears of War, but I'm just talking about Boss Key.
Productions.
Boss Key made Lawbreakers and Radical Heights, and
With Cliffy B.
they're gone. What?
With Cliffy B. He's like the mastermind behind those games.
I'm just trying to get.
You're right, dude. My bad. I'm just trying to give people an accurate representation of the damn story.
Well, now the name is open, so it can be the next Cardi B like cover act.
Let me hold on.
Take your time.
Cliff Bleszinski, the original creator and maker of Gears of War 1 and other games such as Lawbreakers and Radical Heights, his new studio, Boss Key, which made Lawbreakers and Radical Heights, has been shut down suddenly and unexpectedly.
Perfect.
Well, okay, I don't think it was suddenly and unexpectedly.
Because Lawbreakers didn't do as well as they wanted it to.
I think it was suddenly and unexpectedly for the staff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It just kind of happened. Like, it wasn't like, guys, we're not doing so hot, we might not have jobs. It's like, guys, we didn't do so hot, you don't have jobs. Like,
Yeah.
no.
That's always sad when a studio does that, where it's just like, it's just no job now,
Yeah.
like that's it.
Fortunately, I mean, I guess with the video game business, it shouldn't be too hard to find new work. It's just going to be hard to find like a good new job. But yeah, it always sucks when people just lose their job, and especially like a guy who's just basically made like he did like Gears of War was a really great game. Like, he did good, but then I think he was
chasing
too busy.
fads, I think, is what
he was too
killed
busy
him.
chasing. Yeah, I was about to say he's too busy chasing fads and trends.
Yeah, because Lawbreakers was kind of a hero shooter type thing.
It wasn't kinda, it was.
Well, yeah. Okay, well, I was just being patient. I was making sure I wasn't saying something wrong. But yeah,
No, you're right.
it was very Overwatch-esque. It was definitely the same type of gameplay, but I remember there just being some issues with getting player base, and also apparently the way the gravity works in that game is really weird.
Yeah, I played they had a free weekend before it died, and I played it. I'm like, this is not good. I also played the beta for Overwatch, and I'm like, this is much better. So, I mean, it didn't offer anything new.
Yeah.
To the genre, and then it's almost the exact opposite of the Destiny Anthem situation, where Blizzard like they have their shit on lockdown.
Yeah.
It's a good game, people like it. Why would you play Lawbreakers when you could play Overwatch with your friends?
Yeah, when everyone's already playing Overwatch,
It also didn't help that he was making fun of the other games in his genre that he was making the games in. Like calling Overwatch like, that stupid game for anime nerds. Come play Lawbreakers where the cool kids play. There's only 10 cool
not
kids.
Really a good, that's not like a really good look.
Didn't he also work on like Bulletstorm?
He might have.
He might have.
Let me see what Boss Key has made besides that. But
notably,
recently, it's been Lawbreakers and
then he's like, well, our hero shooter didn't work out, but Fortnite and PUBG are really famous. So let's do a wild and wacky take on Battle Royale.
Oh, he used to be the design director for Epic Games, and he worked on the Unreal on Unreal, which is also an amazing game series for a while. I feel like they
Maybe that's it. Like in like the 90s aesthetic of more chains and muscles and blood, please, from like comic books, but like adding it into games where like in Gears of War it's like, oh, these buff dudes in gray with all their chains, and then it's like, what if Overwatch had more chains in it? Like, but it's also like the third person on that wagon every time, like with like you've got Overwatch and then Paladins and then what was that game called?
We were just
talking about
Lawbreakers.
And that's
Lawbreakers.
There it is. And then with Radical Heights, you know, PUBG, and then Fortnite, and then this one. So even if you don't like option A, you've already glommed on to option B, and then even if your game is great, and I heard the people that played Lawbreakers really enjoyed it, but. And I don't have a source for that, so I could be just making it up.
No,
but
I've heard that
the gameplay. Yeah, the gameplay loop was good. When I played it on the free weekend, it was so hard to get a room, like with 20 people for a max thing. Literally on the free weekend or whatever, there was like maybe 60 people playing, like total. Yeah. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently Boss Key only made Lawbreakers and Radical Heights.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucks.
Blazinski, and he did work on Bulletstorm. He worked on all the Gears of War, and he worked on an arena stage for Super Hot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I thought he was involved with the first Gears of War, but
no, I think he's the mastermind behind those.
Oh, yeah, well, I guess. Oh, he didn't do 4. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't do 4.
So he did.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Because I was like, I thought he left at some point, but I thought it was like way earlier than I originally thought. So.
Yeah. No.
You're just 100% factually wrong.
Just fucking incorrect.
Yeah, I'm just a fucking big old dipshit over here, just hanging on Dipshit Mountain. Don't mind me.
In Siberia.
Northeast, East Siberia.
Yes, we live on 2 different sides of Dipshit Mountain.
I'm on Dipshit. He's on Shit Dip. So it's
it's the upside down of Dipshit Mountain.
Yeah, we have warring clans. We fight every year. It's good times.
But yeah, I think that's
21 Gun Salute, Boss Key Studios.
Yeah, I think that's basically what you get, Cliffy, for trying to chase fads and not being like,
not trying to be
chase fads. Know that you're admit that you're chasing fads, and then shit on everybody else that made the fad. Yeah, it's
just shit.
It sucks for the people that made the game, but that were worked at Boss Key. But I really don't.
Yeah, I don't really feel that bad for Cliffy.
Yeah.
Oh, little Cliffy boy.
Poor old Cliffaroonie. Cliffaroonie and cheese.
It just sounds like a really bad rapper name.
Does.
My next track featuring Cliffy B.
So I've got a rad segue if you want.
Oh, go ahead.
Speaking of chasing fads, Black Ops 4 is going to have Battle Royale and no campaign.
Ooh.
Oh,
that's
boy.
It.
Oh, that is true. That is 100%
COD 4 is
true.
going to have Battle Royale, zombies, and multiplayer, which is the stuff everyone plays it for anyway. Like growing up, I'm pretty sure I was the only one that actually still played the campaign of my friends.
No, we played the campaign.
Yeah, for all the ones that we got at least. Yeah. So it's us and you.
Yeah. So there's 3 of us. There's probably dozens of us. We're mad at you. Treyarch? No. Who's the other one?
Treyarch makes.
Yeah. Okay.
Infinity Ward.
Black Ops, and then Infinity War, and then Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer Games makes the other ones that don't do very well. But anyway. It says that apparently that they're going to buck tradition and ship without a traditional single-player campaign. Instead, the focus for Black Ops 4 will be almost exclusively on competitive multiplayer and cooperative zombies mode. There's activities for players who want to play Black Ops 4 solo, they can play zombies mode with AI-controlled bots. Thanks.
Ooh.
Or take part in single-player challenge missions. That's interesting.
That's not.
But apparently they say that when they set out to make the game, they never started with the idea that they would make a traditional campaign. So that was just not part of their plan.
I'm actually kind of excited. Like I'm ready for some more zombies. I love zombies. That's kind of my game mode. I
Yeah.
got it. I mean, I play the battle royale stuff, and also they're releasing it on PC through BattleNet. Like if you go to BattleNet now, you can actually see it's already under Activision along with Destiny 2.
Oh
So
yeah.
I forgot that
that's
Activision Blizzard
exciting.
is like the same company, and so when you said
Yeah.
BattleNet, I kind of did like a weird mental like,
Like who?
oh right, yeah, that's right, I forgot. So yeah, that'll be interesting. Yeah, so I'm curious as to see what their battle royale mode brings to the table,
Nothing
because
new,
they
probably.
definitely have a particular style of gunplay that is Call of Duty that other games get shit on for having similar gunplay to. But when people do
Like-
play it, it's like, okay, this is very familiar. This is Call of Duty. So it's going to be interesting to me to be like, okay, everyone already has the opinion that this game's super arcadey, so it might just play perfectly into a battle royale game.
I'm more disappointed. Like they're going to charge $60 for it, right? So you're not even going to get like the third or the 1/3 of the portion that you would usually play, right? So you usually pay for the single player, the zombies, at least the base zombies, and then the multiplayer. But there's no single player, then it's just zombies and multiplayer.
Well,
Then.
are they going to have multiplayer zombies and then battle royale mode? Like, is that
Oh, okay,
yeah, it's
so
gonna
maybe
be like traditional multiplayer and then like a battle royale. Like Fortnite's battle royale is really only like half of that game, but no
Technically,
one's
yeah.
played the other half.
Yeah.
I have no
If
idea
you
what
played the other
game is.
half right in, no.
Tell us why. First off,
Give us some hot takes.
Yeah, I guess that makes more sense then. I guess that's how they're going to justify still charging you $60.
also they're saying that if you look at the Black Ops series and how players have interacted with it, really it's just become more of a social thing, and that they don't feel like it's as important to go for the single player campaign, because that doesn't seem to be what people are going for the game in the first place. So hopefully, if they haven't spent any time on single player campaign and they've spent all this time on zombies and all this time on battle royale, maybe it'll have.
I think if any Call of Duty studio could do it, it's Treyarch.
Yeah, I
They
think
have, like, honestly, I think they have the best track record and they have the better games.
yeah, that's for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm on board. Because I never really liked anything else but World at War and then Black Ops, the Black Ops series. Okay, I mean, yeah, that's interesting. So they don't really have a release date for that just yet, do they? It's just
No.
It's always like November of the year, so I assume.
like, are they coming?
I'm
out with
sure
that
we'll find
this
out
year?
on
That'll be
E3
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
yeah.
Years.
October 12th.
October
Yeah,
12th.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick. So we have some limited time here. Did you guys want to talk about Kingdom Hearts 3 and the 22 minutes, 30 minutes of footage? Did you see any of that footage, Adam?
Yeah, I did. So it's a lot of I was watching, I think, Toy Story, the Toy Story world, and then the Wreck-It Ralph world. And it seems like the similar gameplay rhythms, you know, using your ally summon and running around and solving puzzles and hitting stuff with a keyblade. It looks nice. It's
Yeah,
fun.
it looks really, really pretty.
The main complaint I've seen is that they're not like changing it up too much, but also I think like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like people love Kingdom Hearts for what it is, so
Yeah, they
Yeah.
make some nice quality of life changes too, so you don't have to trade out you don't have to trade out Donald and Goofy for the world partners or whatever. Now they just follow you anyways, which is
I think that's like
Which
a
is
change
cool.
that was like needed.
yeah.
I wonder what they're going to do with the gummy ship or that
I think they've
part of the
totally
game.
reworked the gummy ship situation.
Have they showed any actual footage of that?
I don't think so. That's what they were
Is it
saying.
going to be like
I
a
don't think
gummy
so, yeah.
boat?
And then what else? Oh, they had a funny bit about when they were at the Toy Story world and the T-Rex toy. He's like, "Oh, I loved your games. I just got to the part where you have to beat the one boss," and he names the fucking boss. and he's like, "How did you beat him? That was crazy." It's like, me and what's his face, we can't beat him. I was like, "Oh, they're self-aware,"
That's actually pretty cool. I didn't know
because
that.
Toy Story takes
God.
place in
in reality,
Yeah.
or like a take on reality. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I can't wait to experience that game. I'm probably not going to play it. I'll just watch Matt play it.
There you
That's
go.
how I've never actually played more than a couple hours of any Kingdom Hearts game. I'm just like, You know, it's. I feel like it's one of those games you can easily just sit down and just like hang out and have someone play it and just go through it because it's the
Yeah, that's how I got into the
story.
first one. I mean, when I was in like elementary school or whatever, I watched a friend play it, and then I've kind of been hooked on it because it looks beautiful. It's like a very like I don't know. It's imagination candy. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Very much so.
and I'm really happy about how the combat looks and the graphics because it's something you always come to expect from a Square Enix game is the level of polish, and they seem to have definitely. I mean, if you play Final Fantasy 15, you would expect it, but they definitely brought like really good graphics to
They're
the
using
game.
the Unreal Engine, I think,
That's interesting.
for Kingdom Hearts.
Wow.
yeah, I'm looking at the thing. Yeah, that's what they're using. So yep.
Hey, I'm one of the YouTube people I follow. Got invited to like a Square Enix Kingdom Hearts opening party or whatever, and they got to play like the first half hour of a demo.
Oh shit.
And I didn't get to listen to the whole thing. I had to go do something. I can't remember what. Probably nothing.
Nothing is more important than Kingdom Hearts.
Well, I have two good pieces of news. Otherwise, I would have more. Good news is now you can cast magic while walking around. You don't have to fully stop to cast magic like you usually do. Apparently, like you can actually heal yourself.
That being a thing.
Maybe you just never had a problem with it.
Huh.
My
That
brother-
does
I think
seem
like-
like that does seem like a clunky PS2 era kind of thing. Like that doesn't
Menu to
surprise
my
me.
fire spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think like it, like you didn't like you weren't you had like stop before you cast a spell. It's just the spell would like force you to stay in one spot as you cast it. I guess is what if
Yeah.
I remember correctly. I know Kingdom Hearts 1 did that. I think Kingdom Hearts 2 did that, but that again, I'm just saying what they said. And blocking is weird now apparently. Like what do they say? I think they have like a designated blocking button now or something. I'm fuzzy on the detail. I already forgot that part. I thought it was
So
really cool.
taking the Dark Souls blocking mechanics, that would have been a lot of fun.
Some parry stuff. Boom, stab.
Watch Sora try and like dodge, roll out of the way, and then like fat get up.
Yeah, fat get up. Should have got a dex build.
Sneak around and
I
stab him
put
through the
all
back.
my skill points into Sora's muscles and none into his fast legs, his giant shoes.
Oh god! I wonder if they're gonna have Haley Joel Osment voice him again.
I'm sure they will.
Oh, that's
Oh,
interesting.
boy.
Unless they've like some of the original voice actors died. Just because it's been so
I don't
long.
think they'll have everybody. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they'll have everybody. But I was just wondering if they'd have the main characters.
Well,
Yeah,
I think Lance Bass does Sephiroth.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, out of everybody, fucking Lance Bass.
There's an IMDb page for Kingdom Hearts 3.
I
will,
there too.
y'all keep talking. I'm gonna see what I can find.
Okay.
Yeah, because the
but,
MDB
yeah.
one doesn't have much. You're gonna have to go somewhere else. It only has 7 people, and yeah, it's Rex, Matt, who plays the T-Rex, played by Wallace Shawn, who played, as everyone knows, the Sicilian in Princess Bride.
Yeah,
That's
you
him.
can never
Oh.
get into a land war with a Sicilian.
So he's
That's
doing it
all.
again. Wow.
Yeah, and yeah, it looks like they have a lot of the original people. David Gallagher playing Riku.
Who's David Gallagher? That sounds familiar.
He played Riku in the last one, so that's good. He's from Seventh Heaven. He's Simon. Anyways, we're down a road. Did you find any more information about whether or not Haley Joel Osment is playing?
There's like a minute-long YouTube video, but I'll try and listen to that in the background if y'all want to keep going.
We were just going to go to the outro. I mean, unless we wanted to talk quickly about the new Xbox controller for people with disabilities.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Xbox is releasing a controller that it's kind of it's shaped like a fight stick, but a bit thinner. Would you? Oh God. And it has these 2 large, I guess,
Disc jockeys?
Yeah, DJ-looking pads, and it's supposed to be an adaptive controller, so it's supposed to have like kind of a lot of different options based on your disability, and it looks kind of cool. Very simple design. Fiskit, you were saying that they even have buttons to turn on and off certain like kind of portions of it to match up with somebody's needs.
Well, here's the thing. I was wrong. Those aren't buttons. They're hookups. You plug in certain other Xbox or other peripherals that you normally use to play games with, and you hook it up in the back.
Oh,
and
okay.
They will correspond to those certain buttons. I believe, from what I can see, the two trackpads are, or not trackpads, but the two giant buttons. I think you can. There's like probably at least 4 directional inputs, or like at least 8, depending. I think you can modify those as to like certain buttons and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So you can like you can like smack on the right hand side of the right button, and then you get like a button or something like that. But I'm watching the video now. It it looks like you just hook up a bunch of stuff in the back to suit your needs, and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's super sick that they're doing this, but I guess this is why they don't make any first-party games. They're too busy making a controller.
They're too busy trying to help out people with disabilities. How dare they?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be sick with that all these people with disabilities can play on their Xbox One. Oh well, there's nothing to play on Xbox One. I mean, exclusive wise, I'm talking about exclusive wise.
I can't wait.
I got so much shade at Microsoft. I'm sorry.
I can't wait for the video, inevitably, of somebody playing
Dark Souls,
a MOBA of some type, and Smash Brothers on this thing, because it's going to happen, right? It's probably going to be us, depending on the price of this controller. But they originally made it because apparently people with certain hand disabilities were using their Elite controller, which allows you to switch out parts and make it kind of customized to how you play. And we're using that as an adaptive way to play video games on the Xbox One earlier on in its lifestyle. So this is kind of what prompted them to create the prototype controller for this, which is it's not really, it's just called the Xbox Adaptive Controller. But I don't see anything about releasing. It's just like they're talking
about
it.
Call it like the Viper or anything cool, like the Kernel.
No, it's called the ZAC. XAC. So.
Oh, no.
Wait, is it really called the ZAC?
No, it's Xbox Adaptive Controller. But if you were to, I mean, people are going to talk about it as ZAC in chat.
I thought you were like, it's got a gamer tag. It's like XXX ZAC XXX.
Oh God,
it's like
ZAC,
it's like big X, small
name.
X, ZAC, and then small X, big X.
God damn it! I know. So this was coming out later this year, and it's going to be around $100. So.
Oh yeah, and
Stay
that was the
tuned
other focus of it, was to try to get it to be cheaper than the Elite controller, which is $150. So.
Yeah,
How many skins can I order for it before it actually comes out, though?
That's the real question. Is it just the white plain, or can I get like a cool crimson build for it?
Welcome back to Controller Complete, where we exclusively review skins for the Xbox Adaptive Controller.
I got this new skin from Amazon. It's $12, and I really don't like the elasticity of it. It doesn't really stick to the controller very well. As you can see,
unboxing video trying to like pull apart the shitty plastic packaging.
Zooming on here, you can already see the colors fading and the stickers peeling off. So 2.3 stars out of 10. Would not recommend. Get with it, controller designers.
Yeah, 2.3 out of 10 on the Huni Pop controller. They turned the two giant joysticks. Well, you know.
You can guess what we're doing.
You can see
with haptic feedback.
I found. Oh my god. Ready Player One, here we come. So I found a Games Radar article from 2 days ago when they played the demo. They are saying it is Haley Joel Osment's voice playing Sora. So
nice.
Everyone can relax.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, the tension was killing me.
I was about to die.
Cool. All right. So to close out the show, Adam, why don't you tell people where they can find you and what kind of stuff you're doing?
Sure. 2 things. I am in a death metal band in Chicago called Final Dissent. That's Final Dissent. You can find us on Facebook. You should be able to find us on Spotify within the next week or so. We'll have our single out then. You can also find me at Entropic Press, which is my zine distro where I write short fiction. I'll bundle them together with like 4 or 5 stories and put them out. So they're pretty reasonable, and I'm going to start distributing them digitally. So if you go to my Etsy page, again, it's Entropic Press. That's ENTROPIC Press. I'm pretty sure I spelled that right. You can get digital PDF downloads of those for like 99 cents probably, and they're fun. I like them, but I also write them, so take that with a grain of salt.
Cool. All right. Well, Fistcake, why don't you tell people where they can find your stuff?
You can find me on all kinds of things. YouTube.com/C/Fistcake for videos of God of War, the last 3 episodes of God Hand, Yakuza 0, Yakuza 6. Yeah, so stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of Yakuza 6 if you just want to see a man break down on camera, wondering, questioning Japan. I also stream 5 days a week. Most of the time, I won't be streaming tomorrow night because I got roped into going to a baseball game that I've been trying to get out of for 3 months now. He conned me.
Just blasting them out live.
Oh yeah, no, it's Evie, so it's not. I mean, it's just whatever. She's my girlfriend. No, she's like, "You want to see a baseball game with me?" I'm like, "No." Oh, but my friends will be there. I'm like, "Okay, go hang out with your friends." She's, "No, but I want you to see them." I'm like, "No." I've been saying no for 3 months, but apparently I'm still going. So I'm not salty.
We had a drummer back in one of our other bands, and if he didn't want to do anything, like he'd just be like, "Nah," and then that would be it. Because you just be like, he just said no. No one's ever done that before. Like, no one ever just says, "Nah, I don't really want to do that." And you're just like, "Yeah, he doesn't really want to do that." So I learned from him. I was like, "That's great. I'm gonna do that."
Yeah.
So now when I don't want to do something, I'm just like, "Nah."
Sometimes it really throws people off. It's fun to hang out with Matt, and then someone will be like, "Hey, you want to do this?" And he's like, "No."
just to see their face, watch them break down. But yeah, so no stream Monday night, but we should be back on for the rest of the week. Probably more Neo. Eve and I will probably play some games sometime this week. We played Stick Fight last week. That was a lot of fun. Nice. She still sucks at video games, so okay. You can catch me on Twitter at the Fist.
Look, I'm real salty about having to go to this baseball game.
Oh, I hate. Don't even get me started. You can catch me at the Fistkick on Twitter. That's it for me. Where can people find you too?
So you can find us on YouTube and Twitch at Neanderthal Gaming TV. We usually stream Melee on Saturdays, Smash 4 on Sundays. We do the podcasts, of course. And we also, we're probably going to be playing some Wizard of Legend on the stream, trying to pick that back up. We're definitely going to be doing some more streams with Fistcake and Butternut, as well as some other friends for the guys' night and the boys' night stuff on Mondays and Fridays. But definitely check us out on Twitter at Neanderthal GTV to see when we go live and when our videos go up and stuff like that. As far as Content Complete specific information, you want to hand me over there? For Content Complete, you can follow the official the official Twitter channel at ConComcast. You can send us ideas and suggestions at contentcompletecast@gmail.com. The podcast does go live at 3 p.m. Pacific time on Sundays, and all episodes are available on YouTube on our Neanderthal Gaming TV channel. The audio-only version is available on your favorite podcasting app, and both are released on Mondays. So tomorrow we're going to be releasing this. We stream Sundays and it releases on Mondays. Any last words, guys?
Thank you for Adam for hanging out with us today. He'll probably
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no. Honestly, this was we had a lot of good discussion, and I feel like the
real the real adventure complete was the friends I made along the way.
Exactly.
God damn it, yeah.
But
so beautiful.
If you are listening to this and you are interested in hearing more from Adam, we do have him on our role-playing podcast, Adventure Complete, which is also available on your favorite podcasting apps, and we do that usually bi-weekly on Saturdays. And we stream it one Saturday and then it's released the next Saturday. But thanks everyone so much for watching and listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Updating content.